Hello boys and girls, it's Champions League time again. We got a nice easy tie. It's over to the Allianz Arena, Bayern Munich on Wednesday night. Come and join me as I preview the game and try and pick my 1 to 11. So as I said, it's Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Apart from Barcelona, we couldn't really get much harder. Maybe Real Madrid? But hey, we're in familiar territory. We play Bayern Munich all the time. And yes, we have got a few victories in there, but when it counts, we end up losing. Can we actually get out of the last 16 for once? Can we actually put a performance in that the fans will be proud of? Bayern are not in the greatest of form at the moment. They do have a few little problems that we might be able to exploit. But listen, it's Bayern Munich. It's going to be an incredibly hard game, especially in the Allianz Arena. In the Bundesliga this season, they're top of the league. When ain't they top of the league? They've played 20 games, they've won 15, they've drawn 4, and they've only lost 1. They have scored 45 goals and only conceded 12. Do you know what? Reeling off these stats, it's making me kind of more nervous for the game. It's going to be tough, but we got to go into this with a bit of optimism. We can't go there and be afraid. Seriously. Don't go in there and put in one of your silly, bullshit, timid performances. One of the things that I want to see this time is for us to at least still be in the tie come the second leg. We're getting the away leg done first, which is unusual for us. But remember, there's a reason for that. Because we topped the group and Bayern Munich finished second in their group. They played 6 games, they won 4 and they did lose 2 games. So with that said, they do have some weaknesses. They do have a few little areas that we can exploit. It's what Arsenal turns up on the night. Are we going to put in a great performance, or are we going to put in the kind of performances that we've seen recently against Watford and Chelsea? If it's that, wow, the tie will be over in the first leg. And we may as well not even bother turning up to the Emirates. For me, we have to score if we're going to stand a chance of progressing. So if we lost 2-1, 3-2, it's all to play for at the Emirates. What I don't want is things like a 3-1, 4-1. Stupid hammerings. Last season at the Allianz Arena, we lost 5-1. If that happens again, we may as well just pack up and go home and fucking forget about it. So I'm relying on you, Arsenal, to not let me down. Even though you have let me down a hell of a lot over the last few weeks. Now, we know all about Bayern Munich. We don't even need to introduce any of their players. We don't need to talk about any of their players. Every single one of us knows exactly how dangerous they are. We know what threats they possess and we know what we've got to watch out for. Robert Lewandowski is their top goal scorer this season. As per normal, he scored 15 goals and he is the danger man. He is who we have to keep quiet. Can we stop his supply line? When we played at the Emirates last season, that's exactly what he did. I can think of one real chance during the game that he had where Petr Cech made a really, really good save. But apart from that, we kept him quiet. We suffocated Bayern Munich and stopped their supply line. We ended up winning that game 2-0. It was a brilliant performance. And if we can put in any kind of performance that can mirror that, we stand a chance. Trust me, we really do. Like I said, I am nervous. I am apprehensive about the game and what Arsenal turns up. But I am optimistic. I've got to believe that we can do it. We've got to go out there as fans, get behind the team, make as much noise as we can, and hopefully the boys can put the performance in. Let's go out there with no fear. Let's go out there and take the game to Bayern Munich from minute 1. If we do that, we stand a massive chance. For me, the team selection is key. We have to attack with pace. But I do believe we need to make a few changes from the one that started against Hull at the weekend. Will Arsene Wenger do it? I honestly do not know. I can never predict what this guy's going to do anymore. So in terms of the 1 to 11, I'm going to give you a predicted 1 to 11 that I would pick. So with that said, let's get down to business. In goal, David Ospina. Played 6 times in the Champions League this season already and we've lost none. So why change things? David Ospina in goal for me. Right back, Hector Bellerin. Goes without saying, doesn't it? Don't even need to explain why the guy's going to go there. Hector Bellerin at right back. In at left back, I'm going to keep Kieran Gibbs. I thought he had a really good performance against Hull at the weekend. My worry for this game is Bayern Munich's wingers. We all know about Douglas Costa. You got Kingsley Coman. I feel that his pace could be crucial in this game in nullifying that threat. So for me, it's a no-brainer. In at left-back, Kieran Gibbs. Centre-back pairing, well, it'll be the centre-back pairing that it always is. Lauren Koscielny's going to come in there and be the captain. And alongside him, you'll have Mustafi as usual. Going back to his homeland, Germany, let's hope he can put a good performance in, because he's been a little bit ropey over the last few weeks since he's come back from injury. In the defensive midfield role, now this is where I think things will be changed. I'm going to bring Granit Xhaka straight back into the team ahead of Francis Coquelin. Coquelin's had a few ropey performances in the last couple of weeks. For me, Granit Xhaka's got to come back in there. He's going to be fresh. He's going to be ready. And for me, he offers us a little bit more in there than Francis Coquelin. His early distribution is going to be key for this game. And so, yeah, I would go with Granit Xhaka in that defensive midfield role. In front of him, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Whatever you do, Arsene, do not take him out of that position. I know you have a tendency of doing things like this, but he has been our best player over the last few weeks. So for me, Oxlade-Chamberlain keeps his place in the middle of the park. On the right-hand side of midfield, I'm going to go with Theo Walcott. Now, I was so tempted to put Lucas Perez in there. I just can't see it happening. Walcott can cause a lot of problems with pace, and he has caused Bayern Munich problems in the past. But of course, as always with Theo Walcott, it's what Theo turns up. He's got to put a big performance in. It's time for him to step up to the plate and show that he can do it against the big teams. So for me, Theo Walcott will keep his place on that right-hand side. On the left-hand side of midfield, I'm going to go with Danny Welbeck. I don't understand why this guy only got about 8 minutes against Hull the other day. I don't understand why he isn't getting hardly any minutes since the Southampton game. I know he's just come back from a big injury. The guy needs minutes. He looks a threat every single time he plays. I think he will cause Bayern Munich nothing but problems on that left-hand side. Plus, we know he is a workhorse. He will track back. He will help. And as I said with Bayern Munich's wingers, it could be key for him to do just that. We may need him at times. So for me, I will stick him on that left-hand side ahead of Alex Iwobi, because I feel he just offers us a little bit more. In the number 10 role, I'm going to go back to Mesut Ozil. He's going back to Germany. He's got to put a performance in. I don't want to see none of these bullshit performances that he's been doing recently. For me, he's only in the team a lot of the time because of who he is and because of the price tag. He's one of these players that Arsene Wenger just doesn't seem to drop. Can I see him being dropped for a Champions League game against Bayern Munich? Absolutely no chance. It's time for you to step up, Mesut. It's the perfect platform. It's the perfect stage. Go out there and show us exactly what we know you can do. So for me, Mesut Ozil goes in the number 10 role. Up front, it's the little magician, Alexis Sanchez. Premier League's top goal scorer now, doing the business up front. I feel with the pace that's all around him, with the likes of Oxlade-Chamberlain, Danny Welbeck, Theo Walcott, we will cause Bayern Munich nothing but trouble. And that's what we've got to do. We need a goal. And that's why I'm going with such an attacking lineup. That's why I'm going with so much pace and power. We've got to take the game to him. So for me, Alexis Sanchez all day long starts up front. Like I said, let's not be overawed. Let's not get caught in the occasion. We should be used to playing at Bayern Munich by now. And we've got top draw players. Players that play on the biggest stages, internationally as well. So there's no excuses for you to freeze or to be overawed by the occasion. We've got to go out there, put the performance in and do the club proud. That's my predicted 1 to 11 and preview of the game. I'd also like to say excuse my voice for today. I am absolutely run down with a really, really bad cold at the moment. But hey, the show must go on, as they say. So I'm still getting the work in and I'm still putting the previews out there. You know what to do if you haven't already. Make sure you subscribe. Leave the comments in the section below and let me know what your predicted 1 to 11 will be. You can catch me out in Munich on Wednesday when I'll be doing the matchday vlog as per usual. And as I always say at the end of my videos, Arsenal, do not let me down.